Welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be reviewing the extravaganza known as Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel kicks off with a 6-man tag as the OTC and the Usos, the OG Bloodline, against the New Bloodline. The New Bloodline represented by Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga, with Tonga Loa on the outside. Roman and Jimmy come out together, followed by main event Jey Uso. The match kicks off with Jey Uso and Tama Tonga. Jey hits Tonga with a right hand and tags his brother Big Jim into the match. They hit double back elbows followed by a double elbow drop onto Tonga. Fatu then gets in the ring and he takes over, hitting a hip thrust, hits Jimmy in the corner. Solo then puts out his hand and Fatu tags him in. Solo mocks Jey and Roman on the back, putting up his one. Solo hits Big Jim with a right and makes the tag. Fatu then hits a pop-up Samoan drop followed by a senton. Then we see Jey make the big tag to the OTC. Roman and Solo go face to face and exchange rights. Roman then hits a Uranagi followed by a Superman punch. He sets up for a spear but Solo catches him with a Samoan spike. 1, 2, oh, he kicked out. Or did Jimmy make the save? I'm not sure. Jimmy then hits a super kick on Fatu, but it doesn't faze him. Fatu then super kicks Jimmy and hits an impaler DDT. The ring clears out, leaving Solo and Roman alone. Roman then hits another Superman punch. He sets up for a spear, but Loa gets on the ring and he wipes out Loa into the ring, but into the referee, knocking him down. Fatu then enters the ring and takes down Roman and hits a moonsault. Then Fatu hits a suicide dive to the outside, taking out both Usos. Solo then hits back-to-back Samoan spikes. 1, 2, 3. Solo pins Roman and the New Bloodline pick up the victory. After the match, they attack the OG Bloodline and look like they put Roman through a table, but out comes Sami Zayn to make the save. They clear the New Bloodline except for Solo. They surround Solo and then Roman looks like he's gonna hit a Superman punch at the same time. Sami goes for a haluva kick. Solo moves out of the way and then Roman is hit with the haluva kick. Solo escapes, leaving the ring with the New Bloodline. Jimmy and Sami get in each other's faces and Jey tries to break it up. Oh my, is there infighting with the OG Bloodline. Next up, a fatal 4-way for the women's tag team champions as the champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defend against Io Sky and Kairi Sane, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Io and Bianca start off the match with Bianca getting a body lock, throwing Io to the mat. Bianca hits a standing vertical suplex on Sky and then Lash gets in Jade's face. She turns around and gets a missile dropkick from Kairi Sane. Sane then hits an insane elbow from the top to the outside. Then Sky hits a moonsault from the top rope to the outside, taking out everybody. Then Jackson gets on Lash's shoulders and jumps from the top out to the outside, taking everyone else out. Then she turns around and Bianca clotheslines her as they both go over the top to the outside. Then Bianca tells Jade to get in the ring as she tosses one of the participants into the inside of the ring. Jade picks up Piper Niven, puts her on her shoulders, and Bianca goes to the top rope. They hit the Doomsday Device. 1, 2, 3. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair retain the tag team titles. What a fatal 4-way match this was. Next up was the Women's Crown Jewel Championship contest as the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan goes one-on-one with the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. It's the year of the camel. Nia hits Liv with a headbutt to start things off. Nia then drops the elbow. Nia splashes her into the corner. Liv then reverses Nia into a DDT but gets a 2 count. Liv then goes for a code breaker but Nia swats her away and hits a Samoan drop. Nia puts Liv on her back and climbs to the second rope and hits a Samoan drop from the second rope but only gets a 2 count. Liv hits a sunset flip powerbomb in the corner and both women are down and it's Tiffy time. Tiffy comes out with her briefcase, jumps up on the apron, tells the ref she wants to cash in. Then Nia's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here." Then Tiffy starts to walk away and Nia hits another Samoan drop on Liv. Then Tiffy comes running back, jumps up on the apron, says, "I want want to cash in, but then Raquel Rodriguez shows up and grabs the briefcase. They play tug of war over the briefcase. It distracts Nia and Liv hits a code breaker. This distracts Liv and then Nia hits a leg drop, and now Dirty Dom is at ringside. Nia then sets up an annihilator, but Dirty Dom jumps on the apron to distract the ref, and Raquel hits Nia with a big boot. Liv then hits the Oblivion. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan is the first ever Crown Jewel Women's Champion. Triple H shows up in the ring to present Liv with the Crown Jewel Champion. No cash in tonight, but Liv Morgan picks up the victory. Next up, we have Seth freaking Rollins one-on-one with the monster Big Bronson Reed. As Bronson is walking down the ramp, Seth Rollins jumps him, but unfortunately for Seth, Bronson just throws Seth down the aisleway. Seth gets in the ring, runs around, and then hits Bronson with a suicide dive. Bronson then throws Seth into the steel steps. They get into the ring and the bell rings. Bronson then hits a tsunami from the top but doesn't go for the cover because he goes to the top for a second one but misses. Seth then hits a stomp. 1, 2. Bronson kicks out. Reed then goes for a powerbomb, but Seth counters it into a DDT but can't get the cover because he's hurting. Seth then hits a frog splash but only gets a 1 count. They battle to the outside. They battle to the top and Bronson hits a superplex but only gets a 2 count. Seth rolls to the outside and Bronson follows him. Bronson grabs the steel steps and lifts them over his head, but Seth then trips Bronson and his head goes into the steel steps. Seth then hits a stomp to Bronson's head to the steel steps. Bronson gets back in before the 10 count and Seth hits him with another stomp. Then Seth goes to the top rope and hits a super stomp. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins beats the monster, who is busted wide open. Rollins wins in Saudi. Next up, a one-on-one contest between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Kevin Owens comes out wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt. Orton comes out with the crowd singing his song. He goes to the corner and does his pose, and Owens attacks him with a steel chair from behind. Owens goes to the outside and clears off the announce table. Then Orton and Owens trade rights in front of the announce table, and Orton hits a backbreaker on Owens onto the announce table. Then Orton throws Kevin Owens' head into the steel steps. Both men get back into the ring and Owen hits Orton with the chair once again. Then the ref takes the chair away from Owens. Then Owens stuns the ref. Oh my goodness. Then Orton hits Owens with the chair. Aldis and Pierce come out to break it up, and Orton hits Pierce with an RKO. Owens and Orton then battle through the crowd. Owen hits Orton in the head with some sort of foreign object. Then Orton is laid out on the multiple tables. Owens climbs the steps, gets on top of the guardrail, jumps off the guardrail and hits a elbow drop, drilling Orton through 2 tables. Oh my goodness, this match is not gonna happen. And after that carnage, we have a triple threat match for the United States Champion as the champ LA Knight defends against Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. The match begins with Hayes and Andrade trading blows as LA Knight stands back and watches. Then he gets involved and starts decking both with lefts and rights. Then Andrade and Hayes both super kick Knight, knocking him out of the ring. Hayes goes to the ropes and hits a flying forearm. Andrade goes to the top for a moonsault but lands on his feet and then hits a standing moonsault on LA Knight. Hayes breaks it up before the 3 count. LA Knight then hits an elbow off the top, hitting both men, but only gets a 2 count there. Hayes then hits nothing but net on LA. 1, 2. Andrade breaks it up before the 3 count, saving his hopes, becoming United States champion. Then all 3 men are battling. It looks like Carmelo is gonna hit a head scissors, but he lands on his feet, and then LA Knight hits a BFT on both guys. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight retains the United States championship. Oh yeah. And then it was time for the main event of the evening for the first ever men's Crown Jewel Championship as the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther went one-on-one with the undisputed champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. The match starts with Cody hitting an arm drag into an armbar. Cody then hits a disaster kick, knocking Gunther outside of the ring. Cody then goes for a suicide dive, but Gunther catches him and drops him onto the side of the ring, then chops him in the chest. Back in the ring, Cody hits a vertical suplex, then Cody hits a superplex off the top rope. Cody goes for another disaster kick, but Gunther catches him and puts him in the Boston Crab. Cody escapes and somehow hits a crossroads, but Cody is too hurt to make the cover. Gunther then goes for a clothesline, but Cody ducks the clothesline and hits a crossroads. 1, 2, Gunther kicks out. Cody goes for a third disaster kick, but Gunther catches him and puts him in the sleeper, but Cody uses his momentum to roll him over a la Roddy Piper Bret Hart WrestleMania 8. 1, 2, 3, Cody Rhodes wins and is the first ever men's crown jewel champion. Oh yeah. After the match, Gunther puts his hand out and Cody Rhodes shakes it as we show some respect. Some people gather in the ring along with Triple H as the fireworks go off and Cody Rhodes is given his crown jewel championship. Then Liv Morgan joins them in the ring to celebrate the first ever men and women's crown jewel champions. What a premium live event.